Come Thanksgiving, what's your favorite part of the turkey? Clean white turkey breast? Chomping on the drumstick like Henry VIII? Well, my favorite part is an unknown treasure, the turkey tail, especially the way that my mom makes it. For every major holiday, my mom of course would do the main dish, and at Thanksgiving, that means the turkey. So I'm not going to cook you a whole turkey, but I am going to show you our family's turkey recipe in miniature. We start with some good Xiu Jiao, or Chinese rice wine. Be sure to rub it in well on both sides. I'm sure that on the mainland, folks marinate with regular red or white wines, but in a Chinese household, it's the aroma of rice wine that reigns supreme. To me, the blending of a deeply American tradition with Chinese flavors in a Chinese American household, well, there is absolutely nothing more American than that. Then, we're going to sprinkle it with some good Hawaiian salt. This is one of those instances where you absolutely want the complexity of real Hawaiian salt, made from our local ocean waters. You don't want it to just taste salty, but briny, the flavor of the islands. Finally, some fresh cracked pepper. Set your grinder to a more coarse grind and let the aroma of the pepper permeate the meat. Salt, pepper, and wine, so deceptively simple, but use quality ingredients and they will bring out the best flavor in the turkey meat. Flip the tails over and repeat on the other side as well. So what makes turkey tails so great? Well, first a little anatomy. Down the center of the tail is the tailbone. On either side of the bone is some super tender meat with a ball of turkey fat in the center. So just like pork belly, where you have layers of skin, fat, meat, more meat, the fat makes the meat super flavorful and soft. It's pretty similar. Now, besides having the tail at Thanksgiving, in Hawaii, you can easily go to Chinatown and pick up Char Siu Turkey Tails any time of the year. I'm not the only one who loves them, but let me show you how to do it right. In Hawaii, you could easily go to the supermarket and pick up some locally made Char Siu sauce. No, the king of all local seasonings also makes a great Char Siu packet. But what if you're not in Hawaii and can't pick them up so easily? Well, I thought I would try making my own Char Siu sauce, an amalgamation of recipes from a number of trusted sources. Start with 2 cubes of namyoi, or red fermented bean curd. Namyoi is one of those flavors that just screams old school Cantonese, like my popo's generation, and you find it in all the real old school dishes. We're going to sweeten that up with a 1/4 cup of sugar. Brown sugar would be even better. Some folks' Char Siu is really sweet, but I want to try to balance that sweetness with other flavors. Adding haoyao or oyster sauce is a little unusual, but this should boost the umami to balance the sweetness. Hoisin sauce, on the other hand, besides sweetness, will bring some fruitiness and other fragrances that you definitely want in your Char Siu. You could just add more Hawaiian salt again, but I'm going to add in some siyao or soy sauce. I know this seems like you're just throwing in every sauce in a Chinese kitchen's pantry, but I'm hoping the flavors will blend well. Now bring back that aromatic Xiu Jiao. My mom always said that the rice wine will kill any gaminess and also tenderize your meat, so it's an essential ingredient. Finally, a spoon of fan, or Chinese 5-spice, should complete the sauce. Again, hoping to have complexity and harmony and not just a mishmash of Chinese flavors. The easiest way to marinate these tails is to pour them into a Ziploc bag with the sauce and refrigerate them overnight. My problem is that no one else makes them like my mom. I'm not just being biased. The problem is that most places roast the tails at high heat, but when you do it that way, the ball of fat in the center doesn't melt properly, so it's actually hard and crunchy and just unpleasant to eat. The next morning, pull them out and flip them over so that the other side gets to sit in the sauce. In the early afternoon, it's time to start roasting the turkey. The other thing my mom would always do at Thanksgiving is slather the whole turkey in butter before it goes into the oven. This gives the skin that beautiful brown color and amps up the flavor to an 11. I would put them in skin side down at first. So you know how I said that the restaurants almost always get turkey tails wrong? That they come out hard and crunchy and unappetizing? Here's how to fix that. You also need a tray of water to go in with the turkey tails to keep everything moist. Preheat your oven to 450 degrees, and when ready, put the turkey in, but only for 10 minutes. The high heat sears the outside and keeps the juices inside. After 10 minutes, reduce the heat down to 300 degrees for a couple of hours. You want to go low and slow. Oh, I wish you could smell how good my house smells. It's just like Thanksgiving afternoons as a child. Now, since we're roasting just the tails, we can do something that's much harder to do with the whole turkey. About halfway through, take them out, drain some of the oil, and flip them over. Cha means a fork, and siu means to roast. So Char Siu literally means fork roasted, which is basically how the Cantonese made the dish in the first place. Now you want the skin side up so that the skin can get nice and crispy. You can also baste the turkey with some more butter and more char siu sauce. After about 2 to 3 hours, they should be done. Use a meat thermometer and just check that they're 165 degrees inside. If you want the skin extra crispy, leave them under the broiler for a few minutes. I'm going to make some broccoli as my vegetable to go alongside the turkey tails. One good option would be to parboil them for just 1 minute and then quickly stir fry them in some of those turkey drippings that we got earlier. That would taste awesome. But since I've already got a hot oven, I elected to just toss them in a little sesame oil and throw them in at 350 degrees for 10 minutes. It's pretty simple. And that's it. My mom's Thanksgiving turkey tails. And classic Char Siu Turkey Tails. Turkey tails were also my gongong's favorite piece of the turkey. Every Thanksgiving, as the head of the Gu clan, he would get to have that prized piece. It wasn't until he passed away that I got to taste them and understand why he loved them so much. Now, whenever I eat them, besides loving them myself, they always remind me of my gongong. Look how beautifully brown that is. Every friend that has ever told me that they don't like Thanksgiving turkey because it's too dry is because they didn't do it low and slow. Oh man! The fat in the tail melts just right, making it so tender and flavorful. Since I didn't use any food coloring, the Char Siu turkey tail isn't nearly as bright red as regular Char Siu. In fact, that Hawaiian Hoisin make it look very dark, but it's a more natural coloring. And the taste? Wow, that is very old-fashioned tasting. I'm sure you can tweak the balance a bit if you want this to taste a little sweeter or have a little more namioi flavor, but this hodgepodge is pretty good as is. They say that nothing is more powerful a memory trigger than smells and tastes. And the taste of this turkey tail immediately invokes my happiest memories of the holidays and my whole family around me. But it doesn't even have to be the holidays to enjoy them. They're available year-round, and you can make them whenever you want. Until next time, joy kin and a hui ho.